Hello everyone. Sorry about my voice. I'm just waking up at the moment. It's 7 o'clock on Saturday morning. I hope you had a really good week last week learning about under the sea. And this week, our learning project, our learning theme for everybody is sport. So I thought I might try and do a video blog of trail running today. So we'll see how it goes, and then I'll try and put it all together for you as an assembly. So to start my day today, um, I'm about to go for a trail run today. So I'm going to go for a long run, but there's a few things that I need to do to get ready. So just thinking about running, there's different types of running. There's so many different sports out there, which I'm sure you're going to be looking into over the next week or so, and so many kind of cool people who are figureheads within sports that again we can look at this week, and who are really inspiring. Just something to think about while we're doing Sports Week to see if there's anybody in particular that you really aspire to be or really interests you when it comes to sport. But anyway, back to trail running. So I'm sure loads of you have hobbies and interests and things that maybe you've had more time to do over the last few weeks than you have before. And I know lots of you have parents and relatives that also really like running around our local area. Well, this is something that I've been able to kind of work on and develop since we have been in lockdown, and just had a bit more time at home. So, to start though, just like in a PE lesson, we always need to stretch, don't we? We always need to warm up our bodies and stretch to make sure that our muscles are ready to go for a run and to just get that blood flowing around our body. So, this morning it's 7 o'clock in the morning, and at the moment, currently everybody else in the house is still in bed because it's Saturday morning, but that's not going to last forever. So I'm going to try and quickly do a little bit of pre-running yoga to stretch my body out and to get me warm, ready to go on my trail run this morning. Um, I think some of you have probably done some yoga, some cosmic yoga. I know Hamish does a bit of cosmic yoga, and it's really fun and really interesting. It's just really good at getting our bodies flexible, and stretching them out a little bit. So I'm not going to video myself doing the yoga, you don't need to watch that, but I'm going to do the yoga, and then I'll get back to you in a little bit and take another video when I'm packing my rucksack and getting ready, and I'll show you all the things that I need to take on my trail run. Have a think if you know what the difference is between, like, say, trail running or road running, and if you can think of any other different types of running. Okay, I'll catch you all in a bit. Bye. Hello again. Hopefully I've changed a bit. I've done my yoga and I feel a bit better now. Hopefully I look a little bit more awake. I've had a little bit of breakfast. I didn't want to eat too much. So I'm going to have a really full stomach before I go for my run. Hamish has also had his breakfast. So I'm nearly ready to go, and I just thought I would spend a bit of time talking to you about what I'm going to pack in my bag. Um, Obviously, I don't want a big school rucksack. I am going to go and try and run up some hills. Although I need to take some stuff with me to keep me safe in case anything happens, I don't want to be carrying loads and loads on my back. So I've got quite a small rucksack just here that I'll show you. So this is my little rucksack, and then inside it I have got, so you've got to think about the weather when you go running, just like any day of the week when you're getting ready to go out. So today, not as sunny as it has been, and I think there are going to be some showers. So I'm packing myself a nice bright running jacket, so if I just stop at the top of any of the mountains, or I stop anywhere, or I'm waiting for somebody to pick me up, I won't cool down too quickly, and I'll have something to keep me warm. Also, actually, if I got into trouble or I went over my ankle, and I then had to like hobble back down the mountain, hoping that doesn't happen. I've got something to put on to make sure that I stay warm enough. Just thinking about that, obviously, if it was really wet outside and it was really going to rain, then I'd probably take a lightweight waterproof with me, and as well, I would take really lightweight waterproof trousers. So, and also sometimes on races, you always need to have your waterproofs with you, mainly again for safety reasons. Just if you went over on an ankle or you hurt yourself and you stop. If you're obviously in quite lightweight running gear, obviously I'm just in a little lightweight running top at the moment, that's not going to have much thermal properties, so it's not going to keep me warm. Equally, if it was a really hot day, I would be wearing shorts, or if it was a really wintry cold day, I'd be wearing long running leggings, whereas today I've just got like little 3/4 ones on. They just go past my knees, so if I can't get my knee up high enough, we'll forget about that. And the other thing I was going to talk to you about was shoes. So I've got trail running shoes on today, but depending on what types of run you do, you might wear different running shoes. So let's get back to the bag. So I've got my jacket in there. I've also got some snacks. So these are specific kinds of snacks. This one here, this is my favourite. This is just Kendal mint cake, covered in chocolate. I like chocolate. And this has just got lots of energy, but it's quite easy to eat, and it's just basically sugar and gives me some energy to keep going if I need it. So I quite like eating that halfway around my run. I've also put something else in just as a spare, just again in case of anything going wrong. It's always good to have a spare. But again, quite a lightweight energy gel. I'm not particularly keen on these, but it's just good to kind of have one in the bag. I don't think these taste particularly great, and they've got a bit of a weird texture, so I prefer just to chomp on one of these. So I'm going to put those back in my bag. I'm going to put my jacket back in my bag, and they stuff down quite well. So they're in. And then the other thing I've got here, this is like the biggest, most heavy thing that I'm going to put in my rucksack. This is a platypus or a camelback, and this, as you can maybe hear, is full of water. Again, I try not to take too much, but obviously I want to take enough. If anything happened and I had to stop, I obviously want to have a bit of a supply. Unlike a water bottle, this is quite flexible and malleable and moves around. So this can squish into the back. It's got a special compartment in the back of my rucksack here. So if you can see, that there. I'm going to shove my water in there, and then I've got the big tube as well, so that kind of goes over my shoulder, and rather than having to stop while I'm running to get some water and having to unscrew a lid, I can just have this on my shoulder. So I put my rucksack on, this is over my shoulder, put the other one on, and then I do all my clips to keep it nice and tight to my body, and I've got my little hose here, so I can just bite down and suck the water as I need it. So, and then one more thing, so I've got a bit of webbing down the side, and I know it's not brilliant with the light in my kitchen, but in one of these pockets I've got my inhaler. So I have to make sure I take my inhalers before and after exercise, and during exercise if my breathing gets a bit bad. So if you've got any medication, it's always really important to make sure that if you're going out somewhere that you take it with you. So I'm going on a run, so I need to make sure I take my inhalers with me. Okay, the other things that I need to think about before I set off are making sure that someone knows where I'm going or that I'm going. So it doesn't matter whether you're running or walking or what you're doing, like even if you're going out on the sea or something like that, kayaking, canoeing, you want to make sure that you're telling somebody where you're going, and giving them an ETA, an estimated kind of time of arrival or time that you're going to come back again, so that they know that if like after 2 hours you said you would be back and you're not back, they can maybe give you a ring and try and find you, And this happens with climbing and caving. If you get stuck, then they can kind of send somebody out or call somebody to come and help you. So things I've had to think about, making sure that I've warmed up, making sure that I've eaten the right foods, but I've not eaten too much, so I make myself feel too ill or full and don't want to go. And then thinking about the weather, making sure I'm wearing the right equipment, but that I've also got the right kit with me in case the weather changes. And then also planning your route, kind of knowing where you're going to go, how long it's going to take you. And so I look at a map and I kind of think, right, so I want to head in this direction. Today, I'm going to try and head up Ingleborough. So on the way up, I'll try and take a few videos of like halfway up of where I'm trying to get to. And then when I get to the top, I'll try and take a couple of videos as well. When I get to the top, I'm being a little bit naughty, I'm going to just think about the weather and kind of weather dependent. I might just come back down, or if the weather's looking okay and I'm feeling okay, there's a couple of other directions I might go off on the other side. But I can tell that all to Mr. McGregor, so he knows, and I'll take my phone with me as well. I've also got a watch with me for my run so that I can track things like how long it takes me, my elevation, how high I'm going to go, and it'll also do things like my heart rate. And this is where statistics is really important, year 4, 5 and 6. So I get all my data onto my watch, and then I have an app, or I can go onto the computer and I can download all the information, and then it's presented to me in lots of different graphs. So it's really good to know about statistics so that you can read the different graphs and understand about your run, and then you can aim for things like better times or like lower heart rate and things like that. Okay, so I think I'm ready. I think I'm fed, I've got my water, I've got the right gear on. So I'm going to just go and have a conversation with Mr. McGregor. I'm going to set off, and then hopefully I'll take some videos on my phone to show you a little bit later. Okay, bye for now. You can hide from the wind that you can probably hear and eat your sandwiches. Okay, my battery's quite low, I'm going to have to turn my phone off, but I'm hoping to go down in that direction towards Horton and Ribblesdale. See you later. Bye. Hi, I've just arrived in Horton. That's Pen y Ghent behind me, and I've just come down from Ingleborough and just come through the station at Horton. I'm feeling quite good, so I'm going to keep going, and I'll catch up with you again in a bit. Bye. Hi everyone. Okay, I've just run from Ingleborough over there, which is under the cloud, and now I'm halfway up Pen y Ghent, and that stopped Pen y Ghent there. I've been going for about 2.5 hours. I'm feeling pretty tired, and then the rain started to come in. So I think I'm gonna quit while I'm ahead. I'm gonna run back down into Horton and Ribblesdale, and I'll catch up with you there. Okay, bye. Hi everyone. So I've finished. I am back in Horton and Ribblesdale. I managed to run up Ingleborough, back down into Horton and Ribblesdale, and then I ran over to Pen y Ghent and I got halfway up, but then was feeling quite tired, so I run back into Horton and Ribblesdale. I'm just waiting for Kyle to pick me up. As you can tell, like, because I finished, I put my coat on to keep me warm and dry, and I don't know if you can tell, but obviously it started raining here and the temperatures really dropped. So I think I ran for about 2 hours 50 minutes, and I did 13 miles. I'll catch up with you again later when I've had some food food and a shower, and we'll talk a little bit more about trail running. I hope you enjoyed the journey. I certainly did, and now I'm looking forward to a sit down in the car on the way back home. See you later. Bye. Hi everyone, Mrs. McGregor again. I'm feeling a lot brighter now. I've come home, had a shower, nice hot shower, and I've had some lunch. So feeling so much better than I was than last time I was videoing at Horton and Ribblesdale when I was getting a little bit cold as the rain was coming down and I'd finished my run. Hence the reason why it's really important to make sure that you have the right kit with you when you go out running, or just when you go out for a day's walking, whatever sport or activity you're doing. You always need to be planned and prepared to make sure that you've got everything you need for whatever might come your way that day. So yeah, I just wanted to check in with you and say that feeling a lot better now that I'm home and warm, but feel really great that I've managed to achieve a really good run, and in the end I'd run 13 miles, which is a half marathon. And I just thought that if I told you that that was a half marathon, I wonder if anybody could let me know what a full marathon distance would be. I've also going to just put into this video a shot or a screenshot of what my data looks like, some of the data that I collected on my watch from my run, and what that looks like, just so you can see that actually data and statistics is really important, and that I've collected some statistics today, and then it shows on a graph what it looks like, and measures kind of things like my distance and my time and my elevation, like how far up I've gone. And it also has a map there, so you can see the route that I ran on a map, which I also think is really important. And it's really good to be able to look at our local area and be able to set routes and go out for a walk for a day or go for your own run. But yeah, maps are really important. So I think that maybe you could try and use Google Earth to have a look at some places nearby that you might want to do a little run by, or just have an explore of the area we've got around us. And just finally, I wanted to say, so I hope you enjoy this week's topic of sport, and I'd love to see and hear from any of you, and see if any of you've managed to do any sports this week, whether or not anyone's been riding their bike, gone out for a run, gone for a walk. Let me know what you guys have been up to. We would love to see what you're doing at home, and I hope that this gives you a bit of an incentive to get going on sports day and record some of your different races, so that you can hopefully add points for your team, your house team, and then we'll add them all up and see who's going to be the winner towards the end of this term. And then finally, I just wanted to finish on, do any of you have any inspirational or motivational people that you admire and look up to that are sports personalities? So I've just got two to mention to you about, and these women are long distance runners, and I just find them particularly inspirational. And one of them is Lizzie Hawker, and she's an ultra marathon runner. So see if you can look that up and find out anything about her. And the other one is Nikki Spinks, who is a Yorkshire woman. She runs a farm in Yorkshire, but she's also a fell runner, and she's completed and got some personal bests and just done really well with her fell running in a lot of races in the Lake District. So they're two women that do long distance running that I think are particularly inspirational. And I hope that this video has shown you a little bit about trail running and what trail running is and following the trails up the mountains. So I hope to hear from you all and see what you've been doing this week during Sports Week. Okay, I'll see you next week for another assembly. Bye.